Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where this number is not accurate, is it? We need to refresh it. Yeah, there we go, that's more like it. 8.61k. So that's wonderful. We definitely need to work our way through our bureaucracy deficit, and we're certainly working on that. I do want to get more construction going eventually, but with us actually only being at about 1k, that's a bit tough. No doubt about that. There's a whistle-stop tour event here. Momentum to the Tory party. I don't know what party we really want here. The Independent Agriculture Party is having a lot of momentum, but the Tories are probably going to win. What do they even stand for? Okay, so they're led by the armed forces. They contain the Anglican Church, the landed gentry, and the armed forces. So the usual suspects on the Conservative Party, then. Sounds good. You've got the theologians, you've got the landowners, and you've got the armed forces. Yeah, that's okay. Whatever. Minus 25% railway building throughput. That's a little painful, but sure. I guess the Tories are being jerks. I mean, that's not unusual either. So we're going to expand this. I mean, let's be honest. It's incredibly normal in this game for the landowners to be just the most colossal jerks you can imagine. That is really, really normal. So that's fine. We're going to work our way through this. We finished up a construction sector, and we're just going to continue to work on what we can here. I think after we get quinine, I want to move down. Modern sewerage would be interesting. I don't know if we'll go directly for steel frame buildings after that, but I think modern sewerage would be a good thing to go for. Nationalism is already occurring. We've got a number of texts spreading to us, so that's reasonably good. We're at plus 6k right now. Okay. We'll continue to work on construction sectors. I love it. Big Ben is about to finish in 4 weeks, and I don't know how upgradable that'll actually be. But we probably do want to upgrade it if it does what I think it does. Plus 20% throughput for our entire empire would be insane. Like, bonkers insane. Like, should not be allowed levels of insane. We'll see. The Tories are still doing their campaigning by rail. Okay. You guys gotta stop that. For now, we're going to work on our government administration. These ports are going to get done. We've got a couple more railways that we're working on. But really, more than anything, we probably want to start working on our logging camps fairly soon. But I do want to get government administrations constructed up until the time that we're positive in our bureaucracy. That would be good. We're still going positive in our bureaucracy here, and that's giving us a decent amount of unrealized taxes, which we're putting directly into construction. East India Company canceled their import route for wood. Okay, that's fine. That's actually probably for the best. We would prefer not to import things into the British market. So the Tories won. No shockers there. And we do have a free government reform here. And yeah, this is absolutely what we'll do. So we'll put in our new government. Perfect. It's going to be a 71 contested government. We do have some radicalism here. Decreases in standard of living and having a standard of living below the expected minimum. Sure. So when we're running this very small deficit like this... Oh, what is this? Russia wants to enter into a trade agreement with us. We decline. Okay. So when we're flickering around like this with low numbers, it's not the time to expand construction. We'll let this build up until it's like 4 or 5k, and then we'll think about an expansion of construction at that point. Quinine has been unlocked, so that's wonderful. That is going to dramatically speed up. Oh, wow, 48 days. This was like 800. That's going to dramatically speed up our colonization efforts. That's great. We're very, very happy about that. So I think next we're going to go for modern sewerage. And then we'll think about steel frame buildings, but I kind of doubt that we'll go for that immediately. Okay. So this is all looking good for the moment. We're still at minus 300 for, actually minus 200 now for our bureaucracy. And we're at about 4K now, so that's about the level where I feel comfortable tossing in an additional construction sector. Cool. So I very much like getting our construction built up. We're down to 7491 in our construction queue. Definitely needs more. But each one of these is taking, like, it's going to be an exponentially lower amount that it removes. But each one is currently removing about 200 weeks from our queue. So that's very solid, right? No doubt about that. We've got 10 weeks on this railway. I want to check in on our infrastructure status, and that's absolutely fine for the moment. For the moment. That will become an issue later. We certainly need to work through a couple of these government administrations. I'd like to get all of these built eventually, but I suspect we should probably start building some of these logging camps first. I don't know. A lot of these government administrations are going to be overkill. I just removed 10 of them. The rest will still be overkill, but it should be in the category of acceptable levels of overkill. So that'll be fine for now. I want to queue up another construction sector here, looking at our income. So that looks great. We're just continuing to scale our construction for right now. Our railway in Nantong is about to finish. I want to keep an eye also on our infamy level. It's at 12.5. So arguably we should be starting to think about a war, potentially with China, although I suspect that we're still truced with them. Truces. 26 months on that. Okay, so where do we want to start up a war? Egypt? Egypt is an interesting option here. Giving us access to the Suez, which I don't know if has that been built at this point? The Suez it looks like the Suez has not been built. Okay, so that's definitely something that we could do. So we would look to potentially simply conquer a state. I suspect. Now, this would be a lot of infamy. 22.5 infamy. Wait a sec. Yeah, 22.5 infamy. Egypt is indeed unrecognized. So we could get like 2 states. So we would definitely look to take Sinai. No doubt about that. We would take like Sinai. That's only 4.8 infamy. Fascinating. Okay, so we're going to take Sinai. That's the top priority. I'd like to take the territory up here first, I feel like. So let's go into this, and we can add war goals here, with a war goal being to conquer, say, Palestine. That'll be 4.3 infamy. How much infamy do we totally have? 21.6. So we can get about 25. That's fine. Okay, so I want to add in... We already got Palestine. We probably want to grab Transjordan. And we may run out of maneuvers before we run out of infamy up this way. So Syria would be a good one as well. Lebanon. And then Aleppo. Yep, that looks good. And Adana. Okay, so we'll do something along the lines of that. Then we're going to see how much infamy we have. We're at 43.3. We can get 6.7 more. So is there anything here that we can add for 6.7 or less infamy? We could get Matra. That's going to leave a gap here. Upper Egypt would be 10. Egyptian Desert. I would kind of rather not leave a gap here. So I think this is all we're going to go for. That'll be fine. So we'll add those as our war goals, and for now we're not going to be expanding our construction sectors anymore because we know that we're going to need this cash. We probably should consider activating our conscripts. And we'll do exactly that. Cool. So I want to get this taken over so that we control the Suez. That's the primary goal here. Yeah, we could go to, like, vassalize them, but I kind of want to just conquer stuff. It's weird to conquer stuff in this game, but I kind of want to do it. So only Darfur would be interested in this, and we're definitely going to be launching this shortly. So that'll be fine. We should probably consider... I'm not going to get any of these guys going until the war is about to break out. They might actually just back down here. We know that they... Well, they're down to worried at this point. Turmoil in Great Britain. Hilarious. They might back down, but we'll see. We'll see. We're going to continue to construct these government administrations. Those are going to be done for a while, or rather, they're not really going to help us much. They're going to be done in 16 weeks. Done for a while. What does that even mean? I don't know what that even means. We're not going to get additional taxes from them, so these are all kind of superfluous-ish. And then we're going to get all of these railways done, which is just a single level of railway, and that'll be fine. Now, I do want to make sure that we have... Automatic expansion is kind of useless at this point. Darfur declared neutrality. That's not shocking. I'm going to mobilize these lads, and we are going to start a naval invasion down here once our war begins. So yeah, we're going to be running a deficit here for a bit, but that's to be expected. No shockers here. So I think I want to get these logging camps completed before we work on the railways. So I'm going to move these guys on up. Just because I want to get this wood production done, right? We'll do this, then we'll do the railways. Okay, that'll do. Now, the next question is, where were those government administrations? Here they are. So I want those to be done first. And I guess we could move this logging camp up since it has some progress. Cool. So we'll just do something kind of like this. There we go. That'll do. So war with Egypt has broken out. We're going to launch a naval invasion of Adama. And then I want to have these guys mobilize and then launch a naval invasion of Aleppo as well. And we'll just start up here and push our way southward. So that'll be fine. We are going to be running a pretty decent deficit during this war, but that's fully expected. We're also going to be colonizing quite quickly down over this way, and that's absolutely great. So that'll be fine. We'll be landing over here in the eventual times. We've got about 3 weeks to prepare our forces. And then this is going to be the same amount of time, actually. I'm surprised because we mobilize these guys faster. Okay, so they're just traveling over to the HQs. Looks good. It'll take us time to get there for sure. Now, I want to check in on Big Ben. Okay, so we have one Big Ben here. We cannot currently upgrade it. And it's giving us 1% throughput. But it's also going total capped at plus 20% throughput. Interesting. So then if we look at our throughput here, 1% from Big Ben. So that is a global 1% throughput. So we might be able to increase our throughput more by upgrading Big Ben later. That might be tech gated. I don't know. That's a lot of hard maybes going on there. No doubt about that. These logging camps are going to build fairly quickly. So that's going to be great. It's going to be about 8 weeks per logging camp, in theory. And we have landed over here. Beautiful. We're going to land our second force over here soon. Yep, there they are. And we'll easily establish a front here. And we'll join our fronts together. And we'll have this taken over in no time at all. Cool. So we're chilling at about 40 infamy. We can definitely break the 50 infamy if we wanted to. I'm just kind of keeping us capped there for right now. As long as we have infamy to lose every single month, I'm reasonably happy. More assimilation sounds good. Cool. Oh, we're paused. I was like, why isn't this battle ending? But it's because we were paused. That's okay. We joined this together. They actually had basically no forces there. They still have basically no forces here. Cool. -9 convoys. I'm guessing... yeah, supply routes. That'll do it. We're going to have additional ports built. They're just not a high priority at this moment. Cool. So the logging camps are going to get done eventually. Bessemer process has been unlocked, giving us a new steel mill production method. And we should definitely look into that. Okay, it's minus right now, but we're going to do it. Cool. We're going to want to balance our economy around that. So that'll be okay. Yeah, they're not going to win this. Egypt simply cannot win. So that'll be wonderful. We're just going to continue to press in down over this way. The real question is, Egypt holds Crete? Oh, I guess they did in this time period, didn't they? Yeah. I forgot about that. Hilarious. So, I mean, we have an army power projection of like 1030 right now, right? When you compare that to France's 1466, it's not as good. But that's okay. We're making better use of it, and right now, I'm not that interested in fighting France. So we'll try not to. We're just trying to monopolize colonization over here and taking over some strategic locations like the Suez Canal. Which I don't think is currently built, judging by this. Pretty sure it's not built. But we'll fix that. We'll definitely fix that. So we're making our way through here. This war is going to be not complicated. They currently have 924 reasons to not accept this, which is understandable. And those reasons will go away. So we're probably going to hit debt relatively soon, right? Soon-ish. We just unlocked nationalism, which is nice. We could definitely put in more consumption taxes. And it might not be a bad idea to put in a consumption tax on opium. And on porcelain. And on coffee. That will help our income a decent amount. About 20k worth. Not bad. Knowledge of modern sewerage is now spreading to us. That's interesting. So this is currently being exposed. So we might actually want to change off of this. Perhaps to something like logistics, if we wanted more conscriptable battalions. Or even going out over here and taking something like nitroglycerin to get into dynamite a little faster. That's a decent option. We'll go for nitroglycerin for right now because we know that modern sewerage is only 3 to 5 months out. So that's absolutely fine. Federate Australia and Confederate Canada. In our journal here. So we'll complete if any British subject or their subjects owns all of New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory, North Island, and South Island. Okay, and this will trigger the event Australian Federation. So we would need to control everything over here. Decentralized power and unrecognized power. This is a British subject. And then it's the same thing up in Canada. So this would essentially mean controlling like all of these things, right? So that's reasonably fine. That's all decentralized powers there. Okay. So yeah, we would need to do that. We'll keep an eye on that. After we fight this, we'll maybe work on some of this stuff. Sounds good to me. Of course, we're working on these logging camps right now, and we've got a lot of them to go. We're going to need a lot of wood for a lot of ships. That's the idea here. So that's okay. We're going to wrap up this war fairly soon, to be honest. These guys have 38 defense. They're definitely a little stronger than China was. How many reasons do they have now? 882. Fair enough. We've not occupied all of the territories that we've claimed yet. Portugal wants to join our customs union. I accept. Welcome to the customs union, Portugal. Fantastic. We could form an alliance with them. Can we make them into a protectorate? They have 75 reasons not to. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Portugal might be an interesting option for us. For sure. How's this battle going? Very well, of course. No shockers there. And we've got inefficient agriculture. We'll follow their advice. Fantastic. So, federating Australia. This is a British subject. This is also a British subject. So we would need to control, I think, just these decentralized powers, which we currently cannot colonize. We would need to allow these guys to colonize, and I think the same thing with Canada. So I think these are things that really we can't do too much about at this exact moment. We do have raising concerns. The intelligentsia are upset about urbanization. Okay, sure. So Sinai is basically under control. The Ottoman Empire rivaled us. That's adorable. I wish them luck with that. 838 at this point. 834. Cool. We're just going to continue to press through Egypt here. There's not anything they can do about this. So this is absolutely fine. The real question is, what are we going to be at for infamy once this is done? We're already down to 35. So we can probably declare another war basically immediately, and on whom is the question. Well, we do see this going on over here. The Hudson Bay Company is declaring a war, which we're interested in. So we could add additional war goals here. This is just colonization rights. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely interested in that. Cool. We're going to wrap up our war in Egypt fairly soon. We're not expecting any real issues here, right? They're already negative, and actually they're at minus 31 right now, so that's wonderful. There's a vulnerable front in Ontario. Yeah, that's not shocking. And we are running a small amount of debt at this point. But I'm not too concerned about that. Egypt is only 20 reasons away from refusing this peace deal. So that's great. We're continuing to win this battle. 15 reasons away. So we're only like 3 weeks away from ending our war with Egypt. And that's wonderful. I am noticing our radicalism creeping upward here. Decreases in standard of living is what's causing it, which is fair enough. So at this point, they would accept. So we propose peace, and they accept. These guys then are going to be heading off over here. I'm going to have this force come over here in advance front. And then you can come over. We're not participating in that front. Okay. What is this war? We should be participating in this. But it's too late. Okay. Well, that's okay. They're getting their colonization rights, and that's good. So we're at minus 57k right now, which is definitely painful. No doubt about that. We'll keep an eye on that, but we're definitely seeing our GDP climb. We're not as high as we would like to be, GDP-wise. But we have control over Britain now, and we would love to build the Suez Canal, which, yeah, we can see is not built. And we don't have the option to build it right now, either. We should probably work on incorporating some of these states, shouldn't we? That would help. So we're going to incorporate states. We're already incorporating some of those. Yeah, that's right. So we'll work on incorporating all of these, and we're doing fine on our bureaucracy. No problem whatsoever there. Cool. So war has broken out over here. We'll be arriving in about 20 days. There's nobody on this front currently, but we do have forces on the way in. So they're going to get a few gains here. Hudson Bay Company should easily win against the Iron Confederacy. And once we arrive in 8 days, we'll take this over very, very swiftly. No problem at all. Unfortunately, our conscripts are still up. So that is very sad. But we've arrived here now, and we are going to push them back and take over all of their territory. This is not an issue. They're just going to get absolutely crushed. For now, of course, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to get out of this war, and we're going to see about doing something about this deficit that we've got brewing up here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Shadowwolf, Emlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.